let's do it.
Welcome back to Living, Breathing, and Having a Good Time. I'm your host, Sierra, and today we have the founder of Rejuvenate IV Therapy and Wellness. Her vision is to redefine healthcare by shifting from reactive treatments to proactive wellness solutions that promote balance and vitality and support metabolic wellness. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am well. Recuperating from the holidays.
I bet. Me too. Yes. Well, I'm very happy to have you on the show, and you've got a lot to tell us. So you're working on a lot of different projects at the moment. You have had a 33-year nursing career, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And now you're becoming a nurse practitioner?
I am at age almost 52. I've decided to go back to school. This is fun.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Getting a master's and all that good stuff.
Yep.
So now tell us a little bit about the highlights of what your career has touched on over the years.
I started out as a very young nurse, 19 years old, learned what I need to learn, walked the walk I needed to walk, and then I did a multifaceted type of career. The majority of my career has been in labor delivery, pediatrics, and neonatal ICU, but I've also been a adjunct nursing professor, clinical nursing professor. I've worked in school systems, I've done a lot, all the way from, obviously neonatal, premature neonatals to adults and end of life. In 2019, I found myself on my own personal wellness journey and realized that I didn't know anything. And what I was taught was good. It was a basis if you're treating chronic disease in a reactive way. I found myself overweight, morbidly obese, heading down a direction.
So what was your highest weight?
296.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that was were you always heavy, or did that happen after children?
After children, nurses, we have a tendency not to take care of ourselves. We take care of everyone else.
Yeah.
And, having kids and busy lifestyle, working night shift, all those years, 17 years of night shift, stopping at fast food on the way home because you're so tired, no sleep. Yeah. So it just caught up to me. Genetics does play a role in it. Sure. You can fight it, but I have, unfortunately, a family who is riddled with diabetes, heart disease, obesity, and I was heading down that path, and I said no more. And I took measures to change my life, and along that journey, I learned that I didn't know anything.
And you're originally from North Carolina?
Ohio originally.
Ohio. Okay, so you're Midwestern like me. I'm from Ohio too. So we eat wrong.
Very much.
Bread, potatoes, cheese.
My family is from the Appalachia, hills of Kentucky, a lot of fried foods. That's how we were taught, and we were also brought up very poor, and you finish what's on your plate.
Gotcha.
And so it's how you're raised, it's how you're brought up, and it's what you eat.
So that's a really good point. So that's something that I want to touch on because a lot of parents do this. They tell their kids, finish what's on your plate.
Yep.
So intuitively, your body knows when to stop, correct?
Absolutely.
And so wouldn't you actually say that's almost child abuse? Because it's like you're teaching your children not to stop
eating. It's just a mindset. It's just something that it's ingrained in us, and you don't want to be wasteful. But it's also we as parents, and I did it too. We have to learn to say, okay, I need to learn just how to cook enough. Like my husband used to laugh at me all the time because I would cook enough spaghetti for an army because I just threw it all in a pot.
Yeah.
So it's learning how to portion things out. It's learning how to pick the right foods and not force it. I mean, I don't know when we came up with 3 meals a day.
Yeah, because I was going to say, so, I mean, you can tell the audience this morning, too, like, I just did a show with Kim Reed of Reed's Nutrition, which I love, And I mean, society doesn't either get the proper nutrition, they get all of the empty caloric, like foods, processed foods,
Oh my
all of
gosh,
that.
yes.
And
Yes.
then they buy cheaper, right?
Because
Because
that's-
if they have big families,
That's all that they can afford.
so that's all they can afford.
And don't even get me on the food pyramid.
Yeah, I
Because
know,
that's what
all
it's telling you.
backwards. It's all backwards.
Yes.
So, and we got on the topic of your body doesn't actually need as much food when you go out to restaurants and stuff like that.
That's
right?
another thing. Look at the restaurants, how much they feed you in one meal. That's like 3 meals for me, literally. I'm a cheap date.
It's crazy. I mean, because you've always heard that your stomach is like the size of your fist, right? So we as Americans sit down at restaurants and we have like ginormous piles. So where does it go if it doesn't eliminate properly, right?
Well, you stretch your stomach out.
Yeah.
And that's how we condition ourselves to eat more and more and more and more. And it's everything that we're taught as healthcare professionals. Yes, we get the basis. Yes, we understand anatomy, physiology, how our body works, how it processes. But it's backwards. We are so reactive in everything we do. And that's when I had to put a stop to it. When I learned, oh my gosh, I did this to myself. And
Exactly.
when you look at that, it does a psyche on you. I had a lot of problems afterwards, learning how to fix myself, mind, body, and soul, to become healthy. Healthy is not a number on a scale. It is not a number on the scale at all. It's how you feel, how your body feels, how your cellular, your DNA, all of that down to the core of you gets regenerated.
Right. And so your body literally tells you what it wants and what it doesn't want, right? So your stomach is literally your second brain. So when you were going through this weight loss journey, and how long did it actually take you to lose the weight?
It took me a year to hit my goal weight.
That's amazing.
And
how much weight did you lose?
120 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So when I talk to my patients, and kind of back up a little bit, when I left the bedside, I made the decision that I had to walk away because I feel like the system is broken. And I felt like I could not help people anymore. Our hands are tied in healthcare, and I'm going to be honest with people, and I'm sure I'll get back, backlash from a lot of people over this, but our hands are tied. We've lost autonomy.
Yes.
Doctors have lost autonomy. Nurses have lost autonomy. Any practitioner has lost autonomy. If you are employed by corporate healthcare, you have lost autonomy. So we've become algorithms and checkoffs, and that's okay to a point, but you have to look at standard of care. You have to look at best practice, evidence-based practice, and say, okay, this is the disease or condition that we are diagnosed with. This is standard of care. But you have to take your eyes off of that paper and you have to look at the patient. And you have to say, does this fit this patient? And that's root cause medicine. We've lost that.
Sure is.
So I got to the point where I had to walk away, but I had to do something. And this became my passion. Holistic health has become my passion because modern healthcare, Western medicine, and holistic health can be married to one another. There is a time and place for modern medicine.
Yes, they can.
If I need surgery, I need surgery. If I need a medication short term to reduce the effects of a condition or disease that I have developed, then so be it. We have great technology to where we can help health-wise, but the chronic pharmacology problem that we have in this country is what is killing people. The poison is in the dosing for everything that we do.
Well, I think it's really interesting that you're married to a pharmacist.
I am.
So let's talk about that a minute. So do you guys get on like these rants and topics of discussions, like how to actually?
Believe it or not, he's very much on the same page as I am.
Okay.
He understands that, and I don't want to speak for him, but he understands that there's a time and place and there's a need for it, but it also needs to be managed properly.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother ball game that you could do a visit with him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you back on like the abuse of controlled substances.
Yeah,
'cause we have that so much
but
in
it's
society.
it's abuse of popping a pill or liquid. It's not just controlled substances anymore. It's the addiction of people feeling like a pill can fix everything.
Oh yeah, like Louisiana. I was dying of pneumonia at a conference last year, right? I was dying, and thank God there was a doctor that kind of said, okay, I can help you out, and because Louisiana has banned prescribed Robitussin. Which what is the name for that?
Guaifenesin?
Yeah, there you go. I knew it was something like that. So anyway, it's absurd how people just abuse all this stuff that can help in small doses. But then, and then you run into a problem like me. I was at this conference and I was dying. I mean, I've got allergies today, but still, back then, a year ago, it was like, wow, I couldn't believe it.
Well, it used to be where you can actually go to the pharmacy and they would have a concoction of cough medicine behind the counter that you just signed for. And it was a controlled substance. Terpen hydrate is what it was. And I'm telling you, it's the best cough medicine on the planet. And it's made with 151 proof. And a whole bunch of other things in it. But it was a cough medicine that you could just go and sign for. You can't do that anymore because everything is so regulated. And, one bad apple spoils a whole bunch, obviously. But there's a lot of things in healthcare that, I'm very excited about the direction that we're going, in the way of the national level of healthcare. We'll see what happens come next year when things change. But I got to the point where I couldn't do it anymore. My soul was hurting. I can't really talk about the things that I saw, but I got to the point where I couldn't do it anymore.
Right. You probably have post-traumatic stress
absolutely.
disorder.
Absolutely, from things that I've seen. But, my own journey of losing the weight, realizing that everything I was taught, I went through every diet, every fad, every this, that. I did everything. You name it, I did it for 25 years. And it didn't stick because, number one, they don't teach you proper nutrition.
No,
they don't. You go to the doctor's office, if they're not talking about your lifestyle and your nutrition first thing before they pull their prescription pad out, you need to walk out because that's where it starts. Like you talked about, the gut-brain axis is a real thing. What you put here affects here. So that's where we need to start. And that's what I learned, that, okay, take the degrees away, take the nursing experience away. What have I done to myself? And I had to fix that. And it wasn't until I fixed that I was able to be successful long term.
Because it increases deficiency, and I mean, let's just get real, mental health is a huge problem in society. Correct? And so, I mean, if you're a psychiatrist right now, you're making a ton of money.
Oh, now. Well, big pharma too.
Right, exactly. Insurance companies, the whole nine, but they never address the fact that if you research psychology and you research like schizophrenia, schizophrenics actually have an enlarged spleen, which is really, really interesting. So it all goes back to that blood type diet that I was talking about with Kim. She did that for, 25, 30 years or something like that. And it really changed her life. Got the heavy metals out. She almost died from heavy metal intox. So I think people have to learn, mental illness can come from a lot of different aspects, and a pill isn't going to solve it. And that's why, too, you got into IV therapy. So
I
now you've
did.
got this wonderful business.
Yep.
So
So
tell us a little
I
bit.
started with the IV business just to get my foot in the door of holistic health. I knew the path I wanted to do, but I knew it needed to grow organically, and I needed to build myself organically, not rush into everything all at one time. So I started the mobile IV. I did that for almost a year, and I had a third-party person tell me, you need to meet this person because you guys are on the same page. And I had absolutely no intention of doing a brick and mortar. And I thought, okay, I'm going to own a med spa one day. I'm going to do it myself. And God just kept telling me, you thought. So I said, okay, I'll meet her. Well, she gave my information to her. And she ended up calling me like within 10 minutes. And on the way home, I listened to the voicemail, and I was driving. I was going down River Road, and I just felt like I needed to turn left and go talk to her. And I know that was, my faith is very important to me, so I know that was the Holy Spirit saying, you need to go talk to her. And I'm fighting the Holy Spirit, that always works well.
Yeah, no, that doesn't.
So I'm like, I'm not going, I'm tired. Okay, I'm turning left. So went and sat down with her, and we talked for 3.5 hours. And it was just something that was meant to be. And so I opened up an infusion suite at Salt and Light Holistic Spa in Northport.
Okay.
And started with just the IV part, and still continued with the mobile aspect, and then, doing the IVs in the infusion suite. And now I've grown to 2 suites.
Nice.
And
Very nice.
kind of expanded on the business. So what I've found with my own journey and with all of my research and education in this topic is that this is key. When you get to the cellular level, the genetic level, the micronutrient level, the gut level, you can have true supportive therapies that help your body heal. I'm an RN. I cannot diagnose. I cannot prescribe.
Right.
So I have a medical director who I do all of my good faith exams with. He does him along with the PharmD on our team. They formulate the IV therapies and all of my protocols. And then I do the assessment, and we do the good faith exam after that. And then we do the infusion. So it's based on what the patients need. So yes, I have the hangover drips. Yes, I have the beauty drips. Yes, I have all those little niche things that you would find in Vegas. But my goal is health and wellness.
So tell us, we understand it. It's broken down to the cellular level, the mitochondrial level, all of that. For some of the audience, of course, they don't understand that when you take a pill, for example, it's not always as absorbable as liquid or IV. IV is direct.
Direct.
So you saved my life. So I got the flu so bad, and I had this party for like 3 people that I was throwing the next day with like 65 people. And I called Sarah and I said I was vomiting for 12 hours straight, and I literally you saw me.
She was a mess.
I looked awful. And she came to my rescue, and you gave me what exactly did you give me? You gave me so much. You gave me. I mean, that thing was like soaking up because I was so dehydrated.
So you had a nice, I would say, a Myers type drip, and for most people that have ever heard of a banana bag, it's very similar to that. So magnesium, vitamin C, calcium gluconate, your B complex vitamins, so all your B complex, glutathione, which is the winner of the show because it goes in and it just chomps up all those free radicals. I call it my Pac-Man for those of us who are old, that it goes in and it literally chomps up all those free radicals.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal, just natural product that we get every day in our lives. We just don't get enough of it because many reasons. Our food sucks and our gut health sucks.
Right.
So,
They do.
so glutathione goes directly in there, does its thing. You also had Zofran and Toradol, the generic versions of that.
That
So,
because I couldn't even keep water down. But let's face it, I mean, you literally gave that to me, and like within the hour, I was able to keep fluid down. I slept. The next day, I went to this party like nothing had happened. I mean, it looked fabulous. I lost 10 pounds. So it's like I walked into this party and they're like, wow, you look great. I'm like, well, thank you. I just had the flu yesterday.
yeah.
So it's really transformative. So what you do is so beneficial to people, and so you've lost all this weight. You've done the IV therapy. You've done so much in your career, and now you've got this 12-week program. So
I
tell
do.
us a little
So
bit about that.
when I sit down with a client, a lot of my patients are learning that this is a wellness benefit. I'm there if they need me for emergencies, but this is a wellness. They're being proactive to try to support things that they've already been diagnosed with by their primary care that they're not getting resolve with what they're doing already, and they want another natural supportive therapy that can help alongside that. So they're doing the infusions, they're sitting down with me for consultations with supplements to look at what, is going on with them, what they're taking on the medicine side. I have a pharmacist in my back pocket, so
Yeah, you too.
so you always have to look at, supplements can also interact with medications. So that's why it's super
Right.
important to do consultations with your physician, have that circle of care of your primary, your pharmacist, your naturopath, your nurse, whoever is in your care, to really make sure that you're getting a collaborative approach and make sure that you're not taking things that are going to counteract each
A
other.
really good point, because they always tell you before surgery, right? Don't eat ginger. Ginger is a natural blood thinner.
Yep.
And there's a lot of people that want to take ginkgo biloba, and even people that want to do ashwagandha or like black cohosh or cat's claw with BP meds,
Yep.
right? So
Yep.
it's really super important that people actually find Sarah because you're really an inspiration. Like that. This whole 12-week thing, it just sounds so informative. It sounds like the breakdown of it is really going to be great for people to learn.
And that's what it is. It's education. It's learning how to take your body and change the direction, detox, restore, and get on the right path. So with the whole influx of the weight loss shots, all of that, there's a lot of avenues that you can utilize to get healthy. I support people whatever journey that they want to go on. So if they want to do bariatric surgery, I'm there to support them. If they want to do the shots, I'm there to support them. It took me a while to get on board with those because I had to educate myself.
Right.
The GLP-1s, just a quick blurb on that, is they're okay. But again, the poison is in the dosing.
So explain what GLP-1 is.
So,
I do know, but
so
they
the
don't.
semaglutide, tirzepatide are the compounded versions of the GLP-1s. In the prescription world, it's Ozempic, Wegovy, all of those things. So that fad that's going on, there's a lot of medications that they found off-label use for. Happens every day. There's thousands of drugs that have off-label use. This is one of them.
Okay.
There became a shortage of it, so the FDA allowed the compounded versions. Tirzepatide, I think, is coming off the shortage list, but we'll see what happens with that. But these GLP-1s are great because you make them in your body already. It's just like our hormones, all of that we have to replace.
Yeah.
Same thing with your GLP-1. Tirzepatide is a GLP-1 and GIP, so not going to get technical because people are going to go, what?
Yeah.
But you
She's
make
a nurse
these,
practitioner, so.
almost nurse practitioner. So you make these in your body. We are just replacing it with a compounded synthetic version. Same thing we do with bioidentical hormones. Goes to those receptor sites, it binds to it bioidentically, just like your natural.
I don't want to interrupt your train of thought, but I have to bring this up because this is a subject that really bothers me. I see a lot of my clients slash patients that come in and they're talking about how deficient they are in hormones, or they've just had a hysterectomy,
Yeah.
and then they get overweight and crazy and they can't sleep, and men go through adrenopause and all this kind of stuff. But then society is taught that if you go in for bioidenticals, correct, that, it's going to cause cancer. So I got to get your take on this, because this is really funny. This is a very good subject because there's so many people. We talk about mental illness. Adrenopause and menopause can make people look like they're bipolar on some days, right? So tell them what your thoughts are.
It's all connected. So when you're talking about your hormones, I'm in perimenopause, so yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. It's phenomenal. Bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. When you look at your body and the hormones, they're bioidentical. Your body absorbs them. Manufactured, you cannot patent a natural substance unless you change the molecular structure.
Right.
With any medication, you're putting a chemical in your body that is not bioidentical. It's just part of it. We all take medication at some point.
I'm going to get a little controversial because she's the perfect person to do it with, but, like flu vaccines and COVID. So it's really funny. So people are afraid, because they're educated, that hormone therapy causes cancer. But yet, you will go to a Walgreens and go shoot yourself up with a vaccine that you have no idea what's in it.
It's that meme of people stand in line for their prescription without batting an eye, but you give them a natural alternative and they become Google scholars. So it's how we're conditioned. My specialty is not oncology, so I can't speak to the whole cancer aspect of it. But when you put chemicals in your body, your cells can mutate, which causes cancer.
Right.
And we'll leave it at that because also cancer feeds off of estrogen. So that's where the whole hormone replacement therapy comes into play. But you also have to look at root cause. Where did the cancer come from? Did it come from the hormones? It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Right, because cancer in Eastern medicine is a fungus.
So it's just,
so
where did it come from?
It feeds off of deoxygenation, dehydration, sugar, and fat. Which, when your body is out of the loop and you get fat and overweight and tired and stressed and you're not sleeping.
So you get to root cause medicine, and that's where healthcare is failing. Root cause.
Agreed.
So you can't put Band-Aids on Niagara Falls and hope that it's going to stop flowing. So we have to look at root cause. And so when I sit down with a client, we look at what's going on with them, how I can support them, because again, I can't diagnose or prescribe, so how I can support where they're at on their journey, how I can collaborate with their already existing healthcare professionals and what they're doing, and making sure that the clients are getting safe, effective care. So IV therapy is a choice. I can also provide labs through my physician services to look at micronutrient deficiency. I can do GI mapping to look at the gut to see what's going on in the gut.
Okay, everybody hears about GI mapping.
It's phenomenal.
What is it?
Literally, you poop in a box. I can tell you just about everything that's going on in your gut from those results.
Yeah, I know, because a lot of people, I mean, let's face it, I mean, a lot of people, when they hit that age, they don't want to go in for a colonoscopy. There's a lot of
Well,
people.
colonoscopies they're a great tool to get the visualization because there's polyps, there's all kinds of things that you can look at.
Right.
What GI mapping looks at is it looks at the microbiome, the bacterias that are in your gut. It looks at the lining at your gut. It looks at the zonulin antibodies, which when you look at that, it can tell you how severe your leaky gut syndrome is. Because once your gut starts leaking and it starts putting all of the sludge, literally it's poop sludge, going back into your body.
Stream.
Yeah.
Lymphatic system. So that goes back to my whole thing. So we eat so much food, right? And if people aren't eliminating, because in Eastern medicine, not TMI, but I am going to, you should be eliminating after every meal. And then people confuse constipation when they have diarrhea. And it's all about
It is.
But
It's literally, it's honestly, your health starts in your gut. And that is the number one thing I start with my clients. Unfortunately, insurance they don't cover these tests. So these are functional medicine tests. Along with my physician coverage, the physician orders it, they get the result, I get the result, I sit down with the client. If there's anything out of whack that requires a higher level of care, they're being sent back to their primary or they're being sent to one of my collaborations that are able to diagnose and prescribe.
Fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia. You know, fibromyalgia has been around for years, right? And when it first came out, they all told people, oh, it's all in your head. But it's not. It was in their bloodstream from all of that.
It's honestly, I personally believe, I personally believe as a healthcare professional, as somebody who has been on this health journey, every single component of your health starts in your gut. Why are our guts messed up? And this is part of my 12-week program. Why are our guts messed up? Because we have a food system that is full of toxins. We have destroyed our gut. What you put in your body, on your body, around your body matters. Autoimmune disorders are through the roof because even our shampoos, our soaps are endocrine disruptors. Our lotions, our foods. I tell everyone, and I'm going to give everybody a little tidbit.
Okay.
Not my app, but I absolutely love this app, Yuka, Y-U-K-A. If you don't have it, download it.
Oh, I need that.
Download it, start scanning. It will change your life and you will hate me for it because you're going to throw 3/4 of your pantry out. If you look at the Yuka app, you scan something, it will tell you what the additives are in there. When you look at these additives, we have hundreds and hundreds of food additives in our society that are causing endocrine disruption, cardiovascular disease, gut dysbiosis, and cancers.
Well, it's like I tell people, if you read a label and you can't understand what you're reading, you don't even know the word, it's a chemical.
I was surprised, even some of the things that I was eating on my journey to wellness, scanning that going, well, crap.
Yeah, right?
So, like one of my protein shakes that I drank for 9 months to lose weight. I looked at that and went, oh, that's not good. No wonder my gut is still pretty jacked up.
It's like going to GNC.
Don't even get me started. Please go to Reed's. But when you start with that, so I sit with my clients and that is the first thing I talk about. That is the first thing they hate me for, is because I look at their lifestyle, look at their diet and say,
and drink rock stars and monsters.
Yeah, worst stuff, worst.
Isn't that awful?
It's awful because you're destroying your health by just putting that in your mouth.
Ugh.
Your shampoos, conditioners, you're destroying your health.
It goes right in your...
You absorb. Your skin is your largest organ. So when I sit down with them, we look at things. I tell them, here's your virtual toolbox. This is what I give you. This is where you need to start. So I offer them either support if they're doing healthcare. On the medical side, I give them supportive therapies. They can hire me as a coach. I can sit there with them and support them weekly, monthly, whatever they need on their journey, and provide them avenues to go for the medical side. If they want to do the GLP-1s, which I fully support in microdosing, I do not support going up in these massive doses. The poison is in the dosing. I do support that journey, and I can provide them with those GLP-1 injections. I also do Samoralin, which is a human growth peptide.
I knew you were going to go to that. Yeah.
So I do support that. I do want patients to utilize them because it's a phenomenal tool to lose the weight and get healthy.
Why are people so confused on that?
Because there's Google,
Like a
TikTok.
Yeah. Oh, crazy.
So they work. They do work, and they also support other things in your body. Because if you want to Google, start Googling how GLP-1 products, the good products, will actually help cardiovascular, neurovascular, endocrine system, how they actually work in your body and how they can help support that in microdosing. You don't need to go up in a dose if you're losing weight. People make money on you going up in a dose. I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay. So I mean, and that brings it back to the point, because a lot of semaglutide or like Ozempic, it's used for blood sugar.
Because it regulates the metabolic system. So it regulates your insulin resistance, your metabolic system, your endocrine system. So it's that gut-brain axis. It tells your brain you're not hungry. So think about your intestines, your gastrointestinal system. From here all the way out to the exit is an assembly line. When we eat crap, our assembly line is super fast. Mm-hmm. We don't absorb. We become micronutrient deficient. We become dehydrated. We just are not healthy. So you slow it down. Your brain tells you, your gut and your brain are talking, and it tells you that you're not hungry, so you don't eat as much, so you lose weight. You put better things in your body, protein, less carbs, no sugar.
Right.
Starts working on the endocrine side with...
So endocrine, and real quick here.
I'm trying to put it in normal terms.
5 minutes. Explain to them why intermittent fasting or fasting and your endocrine adrenals are huge.
Gives you a reset. You have to reset, because when you stress your endocrine system, mm-hmm. by the time you get to your adrenal glands are what weighs the white flag. Mm-hmm. When you go into adrenal exhaustion, mm-hmm. your endocrine system is done. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like in the olden days of like my grandma and all of that, they would say, well, why is she in the hospital? Well, she just needed a rest. Well,
and your endocrine, your kidneys, okay? Your kidneys.
Yes. So kidneys, thyroid,
yes.
All of those, your female hormones, yes. your male hormone, it's all connected. So I support those. I help people on that journey, and I do it the right way. If they do not qualify for those, because you have to qualify, if you do not qualify for those peptide injections, mm-hmm. I have a 12-week program. Or people who just have an aversion, they just don't want to do it. The new year, I'm starting a 12-week program. It's a intense 2-week detoxification, liver detox, fatty liver, getting rid of all of those free radicals that are in there. I use supplements. I use shakes, supplements, all of the different modalities that I can utilize to detox and then start restoring. And then I do 12-week intensive coaching on lifestyle management.
So just to back up for a minute, so like when we talk about the kidneys, the life force and Eastern medicine, the chi, the number one go-to, it shuts down endocrine. What that means is it's secreting really important hormones and things such as cortisol, yada yada.
And cholesterol.
And cholesterol.
Would you like me to get on a soapbox with cholesterol?
It's brain food, right?
It's brain food. It manages your hormones. And what is the first thing that a doctor will do? And sorry, doctors, what's the first thing that you do? They put you on a statin to suppress that cholesterol because you're over 200. Oh my gosh, tragedy. I'm 210 because I'm perimenopause.
Yeah.
So I'm not going on a statin. That's not happening.
Well, my family had high cholesterol and they live to be 100 plus.
Well, I mean, that being said, there's also, there's a time and place that you may have to go on a statin because you are forming plaque. Why are you forming plaque? Have you had a calcium scoring test? Have you had these other tests to determine, do you have cardiovascular disease? If you have cardiovascular disease, go to a cardiologist. That's what they're for.
But, talking about IV therapy real quick, vitamin C at a high amount, right, really breaks down a lot of that level of plaque.
Mm-hmm.
So
there are therapies for that. There's a lot of avenues that you can go with IV therapy that support different conditions.
Yes.
Some people have went completely natural for cancer treatments. I think that everybody should have the option to choose the therapies that they want to utilize for whatever is going on with them. And I think as healthcare professionals, we need to support that because what I think might be right, you might not think is right. And what you think is right for yourself, I may not agree with as a healthcare professional, but it's my job to support you and educate you on that.
Right.
And then help you on your journey.
Right.
So
your body is your body.
Yeah. And so I am all about marrying Eastern and Western medicine. I'm all about, if it is above my pay grade, you're going to a specialist.
Right.
If it is something that you need more diagnostic help with, you're going to a specialist.
And Sarah, tell our audience where to find you.
You can just Google me. Google Analytics is finally working. So Rejuvenate IV Therapy and Holistic Wellness. You can find me on social media, Facebook and Instagram. And the best way to get a hold of me is either to call me or text me on my business line, 941-275-2984.
All right, great.